Hi, everyone, and good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today in our second event for Teacher as a Student Lessons Learned and the FCCR program. This is the second part. Last week, we interviewed three of our FCCR program participants. And this week, we are going to interview three more. This week, we have Ms. Raja Bahlul from the Achievement Academy. Ms. Raja is a senior instructor of the Bridge program. We also have Ms. Cindy Baker from the School of Business Administration, and she is a senior instructor of management at the school. And we have Dr. Kristen Highland. She is an assistant professor of English at the College of Arts and Sciences. Each of our participants will have up to 15 minutes to give us their reflections, their presentation, their opinions, and probably their advices for the FCCR program. Before we go in, I know I did this last week, but since I'm seeing new participants who did not join last week, I'm going to go over my slides again. I know it might sound boring for people who were there last week, but this is how it is since we have new participants. I'm going to start with looking at our simple agenda for today. We're going to tell you a little bit about the faculty certification and course redesign program we have at the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning. Then we're going to be hearing from our Spring 2021 participants for this week. And at the end, we will close with a questions and answers. The faculty certification and course redesign program was actually inspired by the AOS Teaching and Learning strategic goals, these three strategic goals, okay? The first strategic goals encourages us to explore innovative methods of course delivery. The second one values the promotion and acknowledges excellence in teaching, right? And the third one would like to AOS faculty members and actually the entire AOS teaching community to support their educational goals through providing effective spaces, resources, and digital learning tools. So what we have done is that we were looking at the FCCR program and we chose to focus on the use of digital learning technologies. We also, so that's really important through the program to cover these learning theories, okay, and principle that will handle digital learning technologies or digital learning, but also will go beyond the digital environment. After this theoretical background about learning theories, we went on a journey of redesigning selected courses by courses that will be selected by our participants. They'll say, this is the course I would like to redesign through the rest of the program. And we have done that probably over the time of 8 weeks. So what is the situation with the digital learning environment at AOS right now? Our LMS, which is Blackboard or iLearn as we call it, is actually currently used as a supportive or an additional resource. It's an additional resource to our classrooms. We meet face-to-face with our students, either before the pandemic when we used to meet in a physical classroom, or even after the pandemic or during the pandemic when we also meet face-to-face but online, like synchronous class sessions. Still, the LMS is looked at as a tool that we can use as an additional resource, okay? Basically, it works as a repository for our course documents. We might use it to deliver some quizzes or online tests. Sometimes we would ask students to submit their work online, assignments, for example, okay? And, but the stuff that we add to the course site, we add it as the semester goes by, okay? Rarely we'll see a course site on the LMS that looks like it had a plan, it had a design plan from the beginning before the semester begins. And courses, when we create courses as empty shells, the university give us these courses based on a default template. Rarely we see that template is changed based on the specific nature of the course. What we would like to do is we would like to convert the course website from a supportive component to an essential component of the learning experience of our students. We would like to provide our students with opportunities that go beyond the physical or the virtual classroom. AUS would like to explore innovative ways of delivering courses. Would like to explore blended learning environment. So we would like to have a course design that will support that trend. We would like the course site to be tied with the course learning journey of the students and the course learning outcomes. We would like our students to have to find the information they need at the time they need it. We would like the course website to be supportive for students and provide them with help. And we would like to see courses designed based on the unique features of these courses. Okay, a course that is delivered to freshmen because they like general education course shouldn't be the same design or should be designed in a way that reflects that nature other than a senior course or a course for graduating students. For example, we would like to show how faculty members can go and design personal learning experience for them and for their students. So in order to do that, we were looking at design guidelines. We looked at a lot of design guidelines and we decided that we should use one of the industry standard course design rubrics. There were a lot of organizations, schools, colleges, universities that provide such rubrics. We decided to use the rubric from Blackboard. The rubric from Blackboard is really well written and it's categorized in categories that maps to what we are trying to do. But we also identified 14 design standards from that rubric, and the rubric coming from Blackboard has 90 plus standards. So we were focusing on 14 design standards, and these are the 14 design standards our participants had to reflect on after they finished the exercise. If you go, like, if I go and pick up some of the highlights of these 14 standards, for example, one of the standards is that the course content has to be made available or chunked in manageable segments, like presented in as distinct learning units. How are we going to see that learning units or modules on the course site? Like for example, in the course site, it should be clear to students how performance in an assessment, for example, will be evaluated. Okay, you should be providing a rubric or on an equivalent grading document, or you have a section in the syllabus where this information is available. So we had this design rubric, and we went on through this exercise 8 weeks, as I told you, and we started to communicate and work closely with our FCCR participants redesigning their course sites. So this is what most of our students will see once they enter a course site on Blackboard. Now, all right, we wanted to change that. We wanted to give students some kind of a guidance, where to start, how the course is organized. So this is a sample of a course site, a landing page of a course site. You can see that the instructor is highlighted. How to contact the instructor is also highlighted. The name of the course is there. And then a very specific place for the students to start to look at the syllabus, the course calendars. And so an introduction about the course policies, for example. And then it will tell them exactly what they need to do, like guidance with everything on the screen. The course is the course content, as we saw in the rubric, is chunked into modules or units. So this is unit 1, for example. And then we only keep the links that we only need on the course menu. If we go inside a sample course site from today, we can see something like this. At the beginning, I told you, like most of our faculty members used Blackboard as a repository to share documents with their students. So this course site, for example, had some chapter notes in Word documents, but it doesn't tell students the title of the chapter. Oh, of course, they have the book. But then they will not be able to tell which chapter is this without going back to the book. Or they have to go and click on multiple documents until they find the information that they really need. So, but we can convert this into something that looks like this. So this is inside one of the units, okay? So the unit has a name. The unit has like objectives, why we are studying this or why we are doing this, and a list of activities, what we're going to do during that unit, and then the rest of the content of the unit. Assignments. This is a snapshot screen of a course that is currently offered. Also here, like links, no descriptions, no guidance to the students. There is no flow in it. And this is a sample of a course after a specific assignment has been redesigned. So this assignment, the team meeting documentation, this is coming from an English writing course, writing for business. Okay, so the assignment itself is described, and the instructor here created a video to go over the assignment. So that makes the assignment instructions perpetually available to students, even if the student skipped that class or wasn't there when you went over the assignment in the classroom. But here, you're always there as an instructor. The student will play the video and you're always there. They don't have to meet with you, or they will, if they have to meet with you, they will have specific information. You don't have to go all over the issue again. So that was what we were trying to do, and we also, during our work with our faculty members, we were able to provide them with some content design as well. So we offered them designing their course intro. So one of the requirements is that we would like to have an introductory video of the course. So that video will be available on the course website even before the semester starts. So the students will come to the course site, watch that video, and get some essential information about the course even before the semester starts, probably 3 weeks before the semester. We gave you a course site 1 month before the semester starts. So students can come here and play that video. This is we
Hello
designed
class
for
and welcome to MGT
Miss Cindy
315,
Baker
Enterprise Resource Planning. It's a pleasure having you here. Looking forward to
for
meeting all of
MGT
you.
315.
This course, meant for students of all majors, teaches the business processes that are common to all businesses. Enterprise Resource Planning introduces you to the global leading ERP software, SAP. Through this course, you will gain experience in SAP, allowing you to build your CV for potential employers. This course is taught by someone who has implemented ERP systems in multiple businesses across multiple industries all around the world. This is a course that teaches ERP theory, provides hands-on opportunity in SAP, and is filled with stories about real-world experiences of ERP implementations. This course is split between lecture and hands-on case studies in SAP.
So we give them this option, okay? So we can do this for you, okay? We can have the voiceover from you, or we can provide the voiceover as well. We also encourage them to try other things, like this one, for example, was a course in engineering. Okay, that's Dr. Mustafa Shaban from electrical engineering. And when I worked with Dr. Mustafa, we decided that it's best for his course to provide the introduction as a mini lecture, as a lecturette, like a small video, like goes over the course
ELE 547.
Okay. And he made this like 10.
The details will be discussed in the class, and how this 25% are distributed.
So that was also another option for our faculty members. Another option is that like give us an audio and we will give you a nice video. And this is what we did for Raja, for example. And I don't know if she's going to play it during her presentation, but I'm just going to play a small part of it.
Hello, my name is Raja Malak and I will be your teacher of this course. You can call me Miss Raja. I grew up in Tunisia and then moved to the US, where I had my master's degree from Cornell University in New York State, upstate New York. What you will be doing in this course is you will be reading, listening, of course.
And then Raja goes on and tell the students about what we're going to do. So here, having these introductory videos, enough time before the semester starts, even if a student registered in the course, then they can make up their mind very quickly if they're going to stay in the course or go and shop for another course. All right, so that's it. I took a lot of time today, but I will leave it now to our panelists. I'm going to start with Ms. Raja. So Ms. Raja, you can go ahead and take the floor. Thank you very much.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for this beautiful introduction again, Walid. I honestly, it was a pleasure, and I appreciate every single second that I spent in this program. First of all, I was a fellow, and as soon as I heard of the offering of the course, and it was announced even during our meetings that they will be offering like a certification and course redesign program, I set it in my mind that I was going to be an applicant. So I applied and I got in, thank God. So I probably would like to, say and say again what my colleagues said last week. I remember Kimberly saying that, and also Dr. Jamal, etc., that at the beginning, the first few weeks were a little bit tough in the sense that we were overwhelmed. We didn't know actually what to expect. So I joined, and I was very keen and happy and enthusiastic to be learning exactly. So Walid was showing us the digital learning status of AUS as it is now and in the future. And I felt prior to the pandemic, I was not in the now. I was in the past. So it was really that repository, as Walid said, of just, dumping content there, here and there, sometimes dumping, sometimes not, and never used it for assessment at all. And then when we moved online, of course, I had to attend all these trainings of how to use, iLearn for assessment and how to go a little bit further with it. But I was never satisfied. I was convinced that there is a lot of learning to happen, and I was convinced that I am not up to the using that platform to its fullest. I knew that there were lots of, there are gaps that need to be filled. So as I said, as soon as we started the program, we went into that theoretical part. That was, I would like to confirm what Walid also said. It was needed, a little bit of learning styles and teaching and learning theories, etc., that are nice to be refreshed. They came with readings, weekly assignments, etc. And then came the documents that were required. So we were asked to provide our syllabi, course policies, etc., etc. Outline of the course, the 16-week, 15-week course. That was demanding, but it was worth it, because when they announced that we're going to move now to the redesign of the course, I think that's when I felt that was really, really fruitful. So I had, I guess, couple one-on-one meetings with Noor, and I knew a lot about her, design and redesign and Canva use and how she can make these beautiful videos. And in fact, at that point, I felt like, oh my God, I could just have her for myself, because I have all these, PowerPoints that could turn into something very cool, because the PowerPoints that were used for the course were amazing, were something else. It wasn't like, what we could do with Google Slides, and it was beyond that. So I was very jealous, and I really wanted to, have Noor just take my course and change everything that's in there. And then, of course, I met with Narita once, one-on-one, and then we, I started having weekly meetings with Walid. And what I noticed is that he knew exactly. So he knew exactly what the students need. He was really representing students' voice and how we could redesign the course to make it more accessible to the students. So, it all started there. Basically, weekly meetings. Every week we work on something. Of course, we use the monday.com. He would put tasks for me to that was also a very good tool, by the way. I loved monday.com. And then, I would get them done. It's systematically an email gets to him. He knows that, and he makes the changes into the course. And, that's the way that, as he said, the last 8 weeks were, assignments, doing the work, and then we meet again, and then we move on to something else, etc. Walid asked me to answer a few questions. How do I evaluate? And I think I went, how do I evaluate the new course design? Walid probably showed you the video, the introductory video, but I might need to show you how my course looks like right now, the new course. And let me, I need to reconnect. No, that one. What am I sharing right now? Do I stop sharing? Wait.
We could see your
Yeah, we
Blackboard
could.
course. You had it.
Course,
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Okay.
share your screen again.
There it is.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Thank you. So it looks.
For the best experience, you can switch to the student view.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. So it turned into something like this. So when the student, I didn't know, for instance, that the students can, directly access the course content. They don't have to go through the dashboard. So, Walid walked me through what can be kept here in the menu, and then the rest is here. Ender start here, which I actually love, is the course policies. This is something that I've never even knew could be here, but of course it makes a lot of sense. So and the way they are actually also designed is this way: the attendance policies, with the picture, with images, with so really amazing. I'm so happy with this. And then going back, why is this going back to again after that, I want to show you this cool thing. So Walid already showed you a little segment of the video, my introductory video, but there's how to navigate the course. I absolutely loved this, the fact that the students can actually be guided more clearly of where to find, things. With Walid also, we decided to chunk it, as he said, into weeks, given the nature of our classes in the Bridge program. We meet the students daily for 15 hours at least. That's the way the status quo is. Things might change next semester, and but the way it is right now is that we have, so when they go to week 1, they can actually, oh no, yeah, because it's not available to students. Yeah,
no,
that's fine.
Just a photo. This is a photo on how to navigate.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. Now I'm in the photo. I forgot that. Yes. So basically that's how it is. It goes like this, and this is how we divided it. So we have what is due in the week. We have the objectives of that week, and then we decided not to use folders. Rather, we used a lesson plan to be able to fit it into tasks and class activities and the daily activities that that students have. So this is basically what I want to say about this. Now, one more thing that I'd like to say is, I think that the next question Walid wanted me to answer is, and let me say, is where was the course content and the course redesign activity what I expected to learn? I have to say that I didn't know what to expect, honestly. All what I knew is that I knew that I was going to learn something, that is going to make me meet my students' needs better. So I knew that it's going to make me a better at what I do, a better teacher, basically. So I joined, but then what I was exposed to definitely have exceeded my expectations. Every single part of the course was well designed, even though this is the first time they offer the course. So I know for sure that the new batch, they're going to enjoy something that is more mature, probably more structured. But the way it is right now, to me, was extremely beneficial. I am very happy with what I got with the FCCR. Would I recommend it to future? Absolutely, to candidates, to my colleagues at AUS. Really, if you are not happy with especially if you're not happy with the design of your course as it stands right now, then there is a lot to be learned. Not only, as I said, from a design aspect and organization, but also how you display your content. In my weekly meetings with Walid, I had also a chance to ask about other things that were not clear. I asked about assessment. I asked about storing things. I asked about rubrics. So anything that you and this is I guess honestly the generosity of Walid. He had all the meetings recorded, but at the same time, he could be taking other, questions if you have questions. So definitely was very, very helpful, worthwhile. Every single step of it was, and every single minute that I spent in this course was worthwhile. The only thing he said, that one of the last questions that Walid asked was, would you like to see anything changed? Of course, I don't know if it is really reasonable to be asking that. We in our position in moving to the future digital learning at AUS, where we have something that that is full-fledged, it's as if it's an online class, and whether we are going back to the classroom, fully hybrid, whatever, then we have a solid, well-structured online class. I would like to see more help with the content. I mean, we all have content, and that needs to be up to date as well, upgraded to the level of what Noor can do. I think, or maybe we need more training with Canva, for instance. This way we can create content that is also, up to that level, technologically speaking. I am, of course, I am Google certified, so I can use Google Slides, but at the same time, I know that. And when I saw, as I said, the slides that were used in the course, designed by Noor, I know that we could be taking our content to the next level if we have either the training or the help of somebody that can help us with the content. I knew Noor was impossible for even though she suggested at the beginning of the class that she was going to be working with me on certain aspects of the course content. But of course, it was impossible because she had all these applicants to work on their introductory videos, for instance. So it was not possible, I'm sure, for her to be helping with all the the slides that we have in every single chapter, with every single topic, module, whatever that is. So that's the only thing that I would recommend. Of course, I would like to see, I wish I could see one day, is to have somebody who is there at AUS that you can say, okay, I have this, and can you help me redesign? Can you, basically improve, enhance the quality of our content? And because that, after all, is going to be presented to the students in a more appealing way. So that's what I have for today. I don't know if I have spoken a lot, if I still have time, I'm not sure.
Hello, Raja. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Yeah, this is Isra.
Hi, Isra.
Hi. I like the way you're talking about this, what you learned and how to design your course, and you feel quite happy about it. All we do is, most of the times, is for the sake of the students. Is this better for the students? Will they like this? Will they understand this more? And we design and we do things, and we use different colors to attract their attention. But I like to learn new things, especially with this online. But in the end, sometimes it shocks me really when we do what we want to do, what we have to do. You put, for example, the dates of exams with different colors, bold, everything in the syllabus. You talk about it in the class, you send emails, and yet the students, they don't read. They don't check the syllabus. They keep on sending you emails. When is the next exam is? Just look at the syllabus. You put a lot of time and effort to make everything clear, and they don't. So do you get some feedback from the students that they really go and navigate through the course and they benefit from this? Because if they do, I'll be very excited to do the same thing and learn new things.
Well, I'll tell you my experience with this. First of all, the minute I heard or I learned from Walid that just the assignments, the daily activities and assignments, so because I put them both tasks and activities. So the activities are the one that we do in class and the tasks that they usually take with them, so it's a mix of, and that's why we divided them, Walid and I divided them into in class and independent. So the minute I changed the layout of, even in my current course, not only just the sandbox, which is the future course. So I took that and I copied it, cheated, and I used it into my course. And then I asked my student, I was like, so did you like this layout better than the previous one, or the previous one better? And they were like, oh no, miss, this one is amazing. This one is better. So it looks like, I don't know if it's the change or the actual layout appealed to them more because it's easily accessible. Before they needed to click on each day by itself. It wasn't all in a chart and a table. Now the students, the good students, the studious ones, could see the assignments for the whole week. And those who are good, they could go and do the assignment for, Wednesday on Sunday. It's there. It's a whole week. The week assignments are there. So so I think there are things. I know what you're talking about, Isra, but always remember that we're dealing with a new generation. I think partly, and I'm talking about myself, my age, I feel like we cannot, and of course, and I have a teenager at home. So I've been teaching for more than 25 years, but I also have a teenager at home. I think I understand where my students come from when they don't want to read and when they see things, because they are a different generation. This generation do not read. Yes, they don't read. My son never read a book, and my daughters who are 8 and 9 years older than him, they were bookworms. So this is a new generation, and we just have to do what we can to meet them halfway at least. And our job, in fact, is really to do everything possible to help them learn. I think that's our main, objective here. It's just how to help them learn.
Thank you very much for both of you. Thank you. I'll have to be mindful a little bit about the time, but I'll come back and I have like a few things to say about how to make sure that students actually interact the way you want with the information that you make available for them. Thank you very much, Ms. Raja, for the insights. And let's go ahead and move now to Ms. Cindy Baker from SPA. The floor is yours, Cindy. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Walid. So I was just going to share my site and just talk a little bit about some of the value that I found from being a part of this program. So here is my site, and I appreciated the program because at first it gave me just an opportunity to rethink what iLearn is. I do think that I probably treated it as a bit of a repository. I'm a heavy iLearn user, but really it was probably more of a repository. And so this gave me an opportunity to dialogue with Walid and Noor on what it could look like and maybe what it should look like. I also had an opportunity to look at just some best practices, which I didn't really know that best practices existed for iLearn. So I enjoyed being able to do that. And now, hopefully, I have a better product, a product that is more user-friendly. And one of the things that I found really helpful was this Start Here area. And maybe Isra, this might even answer some of your questions. If I think about the students, they've got 4, 5, 6 classes, and every faculty has a different policy. And I think for the students, it can be difficult to keep all of those different policies straight and remember exactly what each professor says about attendance or what each professor says about exam feedback or something like that. And so you're right, we do get lots of questions and the same questions over and over and over again. But I am hoping that this Start Here section maybe alleviates some of those. So they can go into these course policies, and this is all in my syllabus, but I think here it's more easily accessible, and they can have a better understanding of what I'm expecting and what my policies are. And so I think it's maybe a little bit more at their fingertips here. So I do find that to be something helpful. I'm a little on the fence about the calendar down here. I don't know exactly what I think about this, but it's here. it may give the students a better view than the syllabus to understand how many deliverables they have for me, how many assessments they have, and when those are. So we'll see about the calendar. For me, most of my course is in the modular format. And what I liked about this, I think for the students now, it is more of a one-stop shop. So they can go into the different modules, they can see what it is that they have due and when that date is. They know what we're studying, they can see the objectives, they know the tasks or the activities that they're going to have. Here are the slides. Their activity is identified very clearly for their assessment is identified very clearly. And so I appreciate this. I think that this is probably a better setup. Previously, I had something just for assessments, and content was kind of, slides were in one place and assessments were in another. And I like this one-stop shop a little bit better. And I will say, as this came together, one of the great things about the program was that Waleed and I, we would meet one-on-one each week. And he had some initial questions for me. Is your content modular? Is it more by chapter? What does it look like? And I would answer the questions. Waleed would go away for the week. Waleed put all this together. He took the material from my current course and copied it over. And then Waleed designed this new format for me. And that was so helpful. And to me, that's probably the greatest value from this course, is just through Q&A, then Waleed would go together and put all of this, Waleed would go away and put all of this together. And so just that help and having his expertise one-on-one, where his expertise could be used for the specifics of my course and to the details of my course. To me, that's the greatest value of the FCCR program. One other thing that I'll add is here in this start here, there are some videos, well, Waleed showed one of my videos, but also just videos about what I expect in the course and even a personal introduction to me. I'm not big on videos. That probably shows my age as much as anything. Waleed pushed me, as well as Noor pushed me for these videos. And in hindsight, I can see how they're valuable. I have shared a couple with my students. And one of my students even said, "Oh my gosh, I loved your video. I showed it to my mother," which surprised me a little bit. But I think it reinforced Waleed and Noor's idea that I just need more video content, particularly introducing myself and introducing the course. And so I appreciated that. And Noor also helped create the scripts for the video. And that was a huge help as well. Here are the 5 questions that you need to answer for the script. And so it helped me think through that. It helped me pinpoint the things that I needed to say. I just appreciated the cues that she had in those scripts, kind of working in a Q&A type of format. I found those really, really helpful for me to create the videos. So yeah, I would highly recommend the program. Again, the one-on-one with Waleed and with Noor, the scripts to help you get things written, or I'm sorry, the scripts to help the videos. And what was my third point? Just the opportunity to really reconsider iLearn and what the tool is like and how I might use the tool. So those were the 3 big things that stood out for me.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was really valuable. And yeah, I hope that we'll see more of this happening in the future. With all the courses that you are teaching, not only with the SAP course, with the SAP course. All right.
For sure. Yeah. I'll even add to that. I reached out to Waleed this week and said, "Hey, can you create these sandbox areas for my other courses? I've learned so much through this process. I want to apply it to my other courses as well. And I'd like to work on that in the coming weeks before I forget everything." So I'm taking what I've learned, I'm applying it to the other courses that I teach. And hopefully in the fall, I will have a revamped iLearn presence for all of my courses.
Sure. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So we are running out of time very fast, and let me now. We'll have to go to the our third participant, and unfortunately, she cannot be with us like physically, but Dr. Kristen gave us a recording of her participation today, and that's what we're going to go and play right now.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Kristen Highland. I'm sorry that you're getting me in a video. I'm currently teaching right now. I'm actually teaching the same class that I redesigned. So I'm in two different places talking about the same stuff. So today I'm going to keep this video fairly short. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the redesigned page. I'll talk a little bit about what I found most valuable in this process and some ideas and thoughts as the program moves forward and gathers new people. So the course that I'll share my page with you. The course that I redesigned is English 210, Introduction to Literature. This is our intro course to teach students about different forms of literature, about how to read literature, how do you engage with it, what questions do you ask, how do we find details that help us determine meaning, and then how do we write about literature. The bigger idea of the course is why is literature useful in the world? What can it do? So we do a lot of this through, and you'll see here some of the unit pages, the different forms, different genres. So poetry, short story, drama, and I finished this semester with a creative essay project where the students have creative freedom to decide what they want to do to demonstrate their learning. So in the LMS, right, these are all organized as separate units. Waleed found some lovely images for me to use. I do think LMS stuff gets very text heavy, and certainly as English people, we get very text heavy. So having images is just another way of, a helpful way, I think, of processing information for students. Within each unit, we have the readings. I use Perusal as an annotation software for readings. I use in-class collaborative and interactive Google Slides. So the slides are all posted here. And then at the end of each unit is the assessment that we use for, or that I use for that specific unit. In poetry, it's an exam. In fiction, it's a short paper. In drama, it's a creative adaptation. So I keep the assessments within the unit so that they're all sort of stuck together. Waleed has convinced me to try these fun little badges. I haven't done much of them. It's just there sort of as a placeholder. But I do think that's it's a fun idea just to give students added motivation and sort of, it's like stickers on the top of the page. Even though they're older students now, everyone loves a little bit of recognition. So I'm going to keep working with those. The other thing that I need to keep working with are unit objectives. Right now, I think of units as information. Here's what you're going to learn. And then I think of objectives as more of a course level. But I'm going to keep building out the unit objectives a bit more. So that's what happens within each unit. I want to take us back to the main page, because what I found most valuable about this process is this organizing this top page, this start here. One of my biggest concerns, and I think one of the biggest challenges of students that we haven't talked about as much during this online learning phase, is the fact that they're taking 5 online classes, and that's a massive amount of classes to take online. It's an unusually high amount, right? And each of these classes is going to be organized with different logics, different organizational systems, and students have to learn how to navigate 5 different ways of organizing information depending on their classes. And just personally, that's overwhelming to me, right? The amount of information, or how to find information, the same information, but in different ways in different people's, different professors or different courses pages. So I think having a really clear, structured idea of how to organize course information, to me, that was really important. That was a great learning experience. I had all of this information in my LMS pages, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't think it was organized very effectively. So having this, the way that this is organized more, I think, and I can make it more consistent across all of my courses. And I do think that the more consistent with this sort of basic information that we as instructors can help students reduce anxiety, help them find information, and generally enable more effective online learning. So everyone, we will all have a similar page to this, so I don't need to say a whole lot about it, right? Our syllabus I love, and I want to thank Noor for creating this lovely, fun, creative video. I know I was asked to create a video myself, right, with my own face, and I sort of ran out of time. But more than that, I just thought this was a very fun video. So thank you, Noor. So right now I still have that there. And we've also included a visual calendar of the semester. I find that can be more, at least for me, it's easier to navigate than a list that we see in syllabus. So here, and there isn't overloaded with information, Waleed very helpfully added the AUS information here in red, and my additions just include the unit. So we're working on the poetry unit these first 3 weeks and the assessment at the end, just so that students can visualize how they're going to move through the semester and can see specific due dates ahead of time to help them plan better. The last thing here is information on perusal. We spend a lot of time in the first week setting up expectations and practicing this. So having this information in the Start Here page is really valuable. One of the things that I need to, will add to this, actually on that note, is more explicit directions of how to navigate the site. Certainly during the first week, we spend time in class doing just that, learning how to navigate the site, how to find information. But I think having that written out here will also be valuable. And maybe it can be, like I said, a video so that things don't get so text heavy all the time, or maybe some quick links. I think there are a lot of creative ways to do that. So in terms of advice then, moving forward, what I think would be super fabulous is if we had, the next group of people that come through, if the program has a page just like this for the program, right? We've been taught now the best practices for how to do this. It would be so lovely as students ourselves coming into this program to have a page that shows us a model of what great content organization looks like from the get-go, because it will help it will help me organize my time better, understand the expectations, right? What's expected of me, when, and also just serve as a really helpful model for what participants will be doing by the end. So I think that's just sort of a natural outgrowth of what we did this first time through, and I think that would be really valuable for others moving forward. I want to thank Norita, Noor, and Waleed for all of the time that you guys have spent organizing this workshop and helping us. I've had a lot of assistance. I spent a lot of time with Waleed, especially talking about things. And Waleed has spent a lot of time encouraging me to finish things. So I want to thank him especially for his patience. And for everyone for your support and helping us organize and create some really engaging content. So thank you. I'm sorry that I'm not here to answer questions, but if you have any questions about perusal or about content organization or whatever, feel free to email me. I'm happy to talk more. I hope everyone else had a nice experience. Good luck in these last few days, and we're all looking forward to the holiday. All right, best wishes. Bye.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Christine. I also would like to express how grateful I was to work with the entire group. I learned a lot, and I definitely couldn't do this, of course, without working closely with you. So this is the kind of relationship that we're looking for to have in CITL. And if I speak for my colleagues, Noor and Dr. Norita, I think we're all grateful for the opportunity that this program gave us to work closely with all of you. I would like to take a minute or to respond to a few things that came through the discussion. Raja, for example, we're hoping to get more help for content creation. So yes, the FCCR program doesn't cover the process of creating your own content, but it covers designing the learning journey of the students through the course website on the LMS. And actually, when we talk about content, there are two things that instructors usually do with content. They either curate the content, and this process is called content curation. So they go and go and look for content and then provide that content through the digital platform that they're working with, or actually go and create the content themselves. And creating content is a process that takes a lot of time. So we will, like our program, we're looking at including like some ideas about curating content as a first stage. Then there came up the idea about how to use the website, the course website, to encourage students to access information more, especially information about due dates. Actually, there are come and join us in the FCCR program, and we will let you know how. Like, there are a lot of tools in the course site that will actually go ahead and remind students about due dates. For example, if you create an assignment, go ahead and add a due date, and your students will be reminded. Go ahead and let your students take a syllabus quiz. Go ahead and let them agree on the course policies before you go and show any of the content. You can automate all of this during the course using the course site. So if you would like to have some ideas on how to emphasize time on task, or to make sure that the information is accessible and available to the majority of the students, come and speak with us. Also, there was a comment about having the FCCR program site on iLearn reflect that design. Of course, we're going to do that with the with the next offering of the course. And thank you very much, Dr. Kristen, for pointing that out. We were learning as we go. And and let me know if you have any questions. We still have time, probably 2 minutes. Or more, if you wish to hang around further. So now, if you have questions, please go ahead and come to the microphone. No questions? And
hi, I just want to say something here. Thank you so much, Waleed. Thank you, Nu. Thank you, Cindy and Raja, for being here today and sharing your experience, and Christine, definitely, for sure. And all of you, actually, who have been very supportive of our initiative. So we're hoping, to use this as a learning experience for all of us. This is the first time that we're doing something like this. So getting the feedback from you is very valuable for us. So hopefully in the fall, the program is going to be so much better. So in the meantime, if you have any other feedback that you want us to, to incorporate for the next section, more than happy to do that. So this is the last virtual launch that we have for this semester. So thank you so much, everybody, for all your support throughout the semester. So I guess we'll see you again in the fall.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice break. Eid Mubarak.
Thank you. Eid Mubarak to you too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.